Hi everybody! Put it in the like and subscribe in the old comments. You put that little video gimmick on it with it starts up here and goes all the way around there and you go like, record. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your favourite Ghibli? Comments in the
Hi and welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. So today I'm here with the start of another vlog. I have been vlogging my reread of Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows, so I thought why not vlog my reread of King of Scars and my read of Rule of Wolves, because I haven't read that one yet. So here I am. I am also going to be vlogging this, so I'm going to be vlogging over the next 2 weeks. Me and Alex are buddy reading King of Scars this week and Rule of Wolves next week. And we are also going to be, well, I'm going to be taking part in the do-the-thing-a-thon, which is run by Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction, which runs in the last week of May, so I think it's from the 24th to the 31st, so from next Monday to the Monday after. So I am going to be vlogging that as well, and some of this vlog will finish on the 31st of May at the end of the month. So this is kind of going to be a King of Scars reread vlog and a Rule of Wolves vlog, but I'm also going to be reading other things and including that in the vlog as well. So this might be quite a long one, but essentially I'm reading King of Scars. I started this today and I just got to the end of our pages for the day, which was about 80 pages in, and I'm really enjoying this one so far. I'm actually finding that I feel a little bit disconnected from the story and the characters right now, but I don't know if that's something that will definitely change throughout the book. It does feel a little bit like Six of Crows, where we were just kind of like thrown in at the deep end. It feels a bit like that as well. But I'm loving Nina's chapters already. I knew I would be here for Nina's chapters, and I remember hers the most vividly from reading it before. But I'm very excited to see where it goes, but obviously I have read it before. But I've honestly forgotten most of the things that happened, so yeah, see where it goes. I'm also reading A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes right now. I wasn't really planning on reading this anytime soon, but it was one of the last books I had available to me on Scribd in my standalone, so I thought I would just start reading it. So I'm currently 192 pages in and I'm just finding this okay. It's entertaining enough. It's kind of what I expected it to be. I wasn't itching to get back into this world or anything. I loved The Hunger Games years ago, but I could probably have done without this story, but I am finding it interesting to see what Snow was like as a teenager, and it is kind of, you know, interesting enough to keep going with it. The audio book is pretty good, so I've been reading this one. I just can't get over the names of the people in this, honestly. It just makes me cringe whenever somebody says someone's name, especially reading the listening to the audiobook, because honestly the names are just awful. But yeah, anyway, I'm also going to be starting to read Threadneedle. This one comes out on the 27th, I think, of May. So I have 10 days to read this one, so I'm hoping to get this one done. It is quite a chunky beast, but it is actually only 500 and something pages, so it's not quite as long as it looks. It's 553 pages. 54 pages, so yeah, it's not quite as long as it looks, so hopefully it won't take me too long to get through this one, but we will see how it is. 555 pages, but yeah, quite excited for this one. This is about witches in London, and I think basically the main character has been told all of her life that her magic is a sin and it must be bound, and there are people called binders who try and bind that magic, and I think her aunt is one of those people, maybe. Yeah, so her aunt is like a binder and trying to warn the main character Anna off magic, and the whole premise of this book is, can somebody change her mind or something change her mind, and I think that's probably the journey that we're going to be going on. So I'm quite excited for this one. I'm going to be starting that one tonight. So that is like kind of the introduction to this vlog, and yeah, I'll be reading King of Scars, Rule of Wolves, and who else, you know, who knows what else over the next couple of weeks. So I hope you enjoy joining me for this vlog. Hi, happy Tuesday. I'm very happy today for many reasons. One of them being I have literally just submitted my last uni assignment of the year, so I won't go back now until like late September, early October. So excited. I'm also dressed up in my Animal Crossing dress, which is the first time I've worn it. But we did a presentation this morning at uni, which is also why I'm so happy, because that presentation is done. And we decided to kind of dress up a bit, so I wore this, and my friend Lillian wore her Monsters Inc. dress, and Mitchell wore a shirt, and we were all very smart, so it was really nice. And I'm just very happy that it's done, honestly. I also received some mail today that I thought I would tell you about and show you. I'm not really doing a reading update. I have read I want to say about 85 pages of Threadneedle so far, and actually I'm enjoying this more than I thought I would. It's not as dense as I thought it was going to be. It's very easy to read and I quite like the main character so far, Anna. So yeah, I'm finding this one really interesting, looking forward to seeing where it's going to go. But yeah, I read that last night. So I had some mail this morning. Firstly, this turned up, which I'd honestly given up any hope of ever having this hardback edition of Avatar, but I ordered this one from a Libris through Goodwill for about £30, and honestly, it's pristine. This is in such good condition, I can't believe it. I'm really, really happy. This has been my third copy that I've actually ordered. No, this was the second out of 3. No. It's the third out of 4, because I ordered one when I ordered all of my other hardbacks, which arrived fine. I say fine. A Court of Mist and Fury was utterly battered, but other than that, they all arrived. So I ordered one from A Books a while ago, and this turned up from Amazon. I was really, really, really not happy when this happened, and I'm still going through a dispute with A Books about it, because they wanted me to send it back for a refund, and I was like, I'm not sending this back to America when it didn't even come from the shop that I ordered it from. It came from Amazon. It's going to cost me more to send it back to you than it would to just than I paid for it originally, because I paid for what was listed as this, the hardback first edition with that ISBN, and they sent me this, not even through them, but from Amazon. Still very, very mad about that. Months later. So I then ordered one from a Libris that never turned up, and then this one came up from Goodwill that was very cheap, so I ordered that one. Didn't think this would turn up, and then literally the other day ordered one from somewhere else because I found out how a Libris do their shipping and they like bulk ship, and I just didn't think this would turn up. And it has, so now I might have 2. But oh well. Very, very happy to finally have one, and I feel like it's been a nice congratulations for finishing second year. I feel like it was meant to arrive today. I also had some other post, which is from my lovely friend Amy, and that is these lovely Addie LaRue pins. So we have this one that has a quote on it which says, "What is a person if not the masks they leave behind?" And then there is this one which has Addie's profile on it with a really, really nice background, and also has the classic constellation in the middle. And then this one, which is just the famous, this is my favourite one, the constellation. And so these are from my friend Amy's shop. She's recently set up an Etsy shop called Library of Pins, which I will link down below if you want to check that one out. And as soon as she put up these Addie pins, I just absolutely love them. She also has a Court of Thorns and Roses pins on there as well, and some Marvel ones, so I definitely recommend you go and check her shop out. But yeah, just had some lovely post, and now honestly all of my assignments are submitted for this year. I'm just gonna read for the rest of the day, or just chill and do some other stuff that doesn't involve any kind of work, which is really, really nice. So I'm gonna read my pages for King of Scars next, I think, and then I'm gonna dive back in to Threadneedle soon. And I will update you probably later today with how I am finding those. Hi, it's still Tuesday, just thought I would do another quick update before I kind of put my pyjamas on and take my makeup off. I've read today's pages of King of Scars, so I'm here now, and honestly I'm really into this story now. Yesterday I kind of felt like I was just in the deep end. I didn't really know what was going on apart from Nina's perspective, and I don't know if maybe that was just the time of day I was reading it or something. Maybe I wasn't in the right headspace for it, because today it just feels completely different. I love the characters in this book. I'm so glad that Nikolai appears in this one again, and I'm so glad that Nina is in this, and Zoya. I just love the characters so much, and it's so nice to see them on another step in their journey. This is a completely different experience after reading Shadow and Bone and actually knowing what is going on in this book. Honestly, it's just completely different than when I read it before, because I hadn't read Shadow and Bone, and it all makes so much more sense now. So I would definitely recommend that if you want to get into the Grisha books. Read Shadow and Bone first, then Six of Crows, then King of Scars. I'm also been reading Threadneedle today, and I'm just really enjoying this one. I'm already this far through, so I'm about nearly 200 pages in, and this has really captured my attention more than I expected it to. This follows a girl called Anna who has magical abilities, but she is kind of suppressed by her aunt, who is very strict, and she's been homeschooled for most of her life, and now she's in school, she's in high school, she's 16, and she becomes friends with, they're family friends anyway, but she becomes friends with some other witches, and she basically starts being tempted by their magic and all of the stuff that her aunt has suppressed from her. But anyway, I'm really enjoying this one. Honestly, I'm just quite captivated by it. I had a feeling it would be quite dense. Honestly, I was just daunted by the size, but this is super easy to read. And I read 85 pages last night, and I've already read over 100 today. I'd like to kind of get to the halfway point today, which would be just under another 100 pages, but I definitely think that that's possible. So would like to do that. So that is kind of my reading update for now. I'll probably update you tomorrow with more on Threadneedle and on King of Scars after I've read tomorrow's pages, and I'm probably going to read some more of A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes tomorrow if I go for a run, depending on the weather. But yeah, we'll see, so I'll update you then. Good morning and happy Wednesday. You're not seeing my face yet because I have just come back from a run, so I just thought I would just unbox these without my face. I just came back to some post. I don't actually know if either of these are for me, because I've been ordering some stuff for me and for my boyfriend, so these could both be irrelevant, but I thought I may as well open them anyway and we'll see. They are both from Waterstones, I believe. Yeah, so this one's not for me, but we'll talk about it anyway. I ordered the new cover of Neverwhere for my boyfriend. I have not actually read any Neil Gaiman books yet, but I definitely want to, and I will at some point, because me and Mark are actually going to see the stage play of The Ocean at the End of the Lane for our anniversary this year. We were meant to go last year for our anniversary, but obviously it didn't happen because theatres weren't open. From what I understand about this one, I think it is about two different Londons. There's a London below and normal London. These are the other new covers of the Gaiman books, by the way. There's American Gods, Stardust, Anansi Boys, and The Ocean at the End of the Lane, and Neverwhere. I really like these new covers, and I would like to get them at some point. But yeah, from what I understand about this one, the main character finds somebody who's bleeding in the street, and it changes his life, because that act of kindness leads him to a place filled with murderers and angels, which I think is the London below, which is the city full of people who have fallen between the cracks. This one sounds really interesting, and maybe I will borrow this copy off Mark at some point to read it. So this one could also be a book for Mark. But we'll see. In fact, I have a feeling it really might be. Oh no, this is actually a book for me, yay. This is The Skyweaver, which is the last book in the last Namsara series. From what I understand about these are actually kind of companion novels. They're not necessarily like set around the same characters. But I've read the first book 2 years ago, and me and Alex are going to be buddy reading the series this year. I think she's read the first or the first two. So we're going to be buddy reading the whole series again and rereading what we've already read. Whether that be the first one or the first two. So we can finally do that soon because I finally have the entire set now, which is really cool. I can't remember much about this book, well, the first one, so I'm not going to really tell you what it's about, but it's here. This is my little Waterstones haul, and I have been reading. I am now halfway through Threadneedle. That's upside down. I'm halfway through Threadneedle, and I'm really, really enjoying this one, honestly. It just feels so captivating, and I don't know, it reminds me kind of like either Addie LaRue or The Starless Sea, or it's very kind of captivating, and I feel very involved in the world, but it's also a bit easier to read. It's a bit like something like that, but aimed at teens, because I think this is a YA book rather than an adult book. But it does kind of give me the same kind of feelings of V. Schwab's writing and Erin Morgenstern's writing, which is really cool because I absolutely love both of those authors. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this. Just finding it super easy to read, and I'm happy to sit down and read like 100 pages of it at a time, which I really wasn't expecting. So I'm going to carry on reading this today, and I'm going to be reading King of Scars, and I read 65 pages-ish of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes while I was running this morning, so I'm reading that on audio. So I'm about halfway through that one right now, and I'm enjoying it. It's entertaining enough, but it's nothing that's like blowing my mind or anything. But anyway, I will update you in a bit when I'm actually dressed and ready and you can see my face. So I'm aware that I completely forgot to update you again yesterday after I got dressed and ready and stuff. So you can see my face now with makeup on and everything, because I'm seeing my friend Courtney today and her cousin Georgia, who is also my friend, because Courtney can come in the house for the first time since October, and we can go in each other's houses, and we're going out for a meal inside. Very, very excited. Feels weird and it baffles me, even though Courtney is literally on her way here. I still can't get my head around it, but I'm very excited. On a completely unrelated note, a reading note, because you know, reading vlog. I actually finished Threadneedle this morning. I was about halfway through this yesterday, and I read a massive chunk last night, and I've read 120 pages this morning. Got a hair, there we go. So I read 120 pages of this morning. I absolutely loved it. Really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, I can't even describe, like, it was very kind of drawn out and slow, but in a really nice way. Like, I really liked the pacing of it, but also there was some kind of brilliantly written magical scenes with all of these kind of whimsical places and clubs and libraries and stuff that I could just really, really picture, and I loved being drawn into that kind of world. There was a lot of discussions of friendship and family and betrayal. Like, kept me guessing completely, never knew what was going on. Just absolutely loved it. I don't think it's going to quite be a 5-star. I think maybe 4.5, but it's definitely still a new favourite. Really, really, really liked it. This one comes out on the 27th of May for anyone's interested, so it'll probably be out by the time this vlog is out. But yeah, out now guys, Threadneedle, go and get it because it was really, really good. On another note, this arrived this morning. I had book mail. So this is Hani and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba Jaygirdar. I'm sorry if I pronounced that really wrong. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and I can't wait. This is following Hani and Issue. Hani being a girl who comes out as bisexual to her kind of friendship group, and her friends kind of don't believe her because she's only been with boys, I think, or she's only ever liked boys. And then it's following Issue, who's an academic overachiever. with a lot to prove, but her shot at head girl relies on her being popular, and as far as I know, Hani's really popular, so they start fake dating. I love the idea of this. So it follows Bengali girls, it's sapphic, it's fake dating. I just can't wait for this one. Really, really excited. I also didn't realise that this is the same author as the Henna Wars, which I really, really want to read. And also this really, really cute cover. I'm going to tell you who it is illustrated by, but I am sorry if I do pronounce this name wrong as well. But this is by Nabigal Nayagam Haidar Ali. I just love this cover, it's so cute. I love the illustration. So this is my book mail for today, very excited. My reading update for today, I will be reading my pages of King of Scars later, but I'm still really, really enjoying that, and I'll give you a proper update for that either tonight or tomorrow. So have a good day wherever you are. I'll see you soon. So I'm an awful vlogger and I've spent a whole day like out in the wild and haven't taken any videos, so I do apologise for that. Had a lovely day though. Me and Courtney and her cousin Georgia, as I said, who is also my friend, we went out for a meal, which was lovely, and we went to Zzz's and they were really good. And everywhere was kind of, they were really distancing the tables, nobody was around us, we were sat in a corner, and yeah, everything was great. It was really, really nice. The food was really good too. Felt really comfortable there, which was nice. And yeah, that was a good experience. And then we went shopping and I went to the bookshop that I work in on my day off, and I had some stuff waiting for me there. One of them being Heartstopper Volume 4, which I finally got. This actually did arrive at the shop last week, but I didn't pick it up because I knew that there was copies in the parcel for me and Courtney and Georgia, so I wanted to wait until today. But I'm so excited. I think the signed ones took a bit longer to ship than the normal ones, so it's taken a bit longer for these to arrive. Look how cute the back is and the spine. I can't wait to put this on my shelf. So cute. It's also signed and has a little drawing in the front. So adorable. I also had a proof waiting for me. It's not actually a proof, it is from the publishers. It's from Harper, I think. Oh, actually, this is from Egmont Books, which I think is part of Harper. But this is Amari and the Night Brothers, which is a middle grade fantasy that I've heard some amazing things about, and I think this is a finished copy with these shiny edges that I honestly won't even pick up on video, but they are gorgeous. And this is, the cover illustration is by Brittany Jackson. The cover design is by Matt Jones. That's my brother's name, so it's a bit weird. But yeah, this is really, I've heard really, really good things about it. I don't actually know a lot about what it's about. I'm going to just read you the synopsis in the front of the dust jacket that says, Amari Peters knows 3 things. Her brother Quinton has gone missing. No one will talk about it. His mysterious job holds a clue. So when she's invited for a trial at the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs, Amari is certain this is her chance to save him. But first she has to get her head around the new world of the Bureau, where mermaids, aliens and magicians are real, and her roommate is a were-dragon. Amari must compete for a spot against kids who've known this world their whole lives. And with an evil magician threatening the whole supernatural world, Amari has never felt more alone. But if she doesn't pass the 3 tryouts, she may never find out what happened to Quinton. To save her brother, Amari is going to have to fight harder for this than she ever has before. It also has a beautiful under the dust jacket with all these stars. So excited to read this, and I might try and read this one soon because, as I said, I've heard really, really good things about it and I can't wait to get to it. So thank you very much to Egmont Books for sending me this one, which, as I said, I think is part of Harper. Yeah, just generally very, very happy about this. And Heartstopper had a lovely day. Sorry I didn't video any of it, but it's been really nice. I'm absolutely knackered now, and I'm out again tomorrow, so we'll try and video that for you, because me and Amy and Joe, who I work with, are going to a second-hand bookshop. Really, really can't wait for that, so I'll try and video some of that so you can see some of that. And I'll update you probably tomorrow now with some stuff from that visit, that outing. And I'm going to read King of Scars tonight because I finished that needle this morning and I need to read today's pages for King of Scars. Hi guys, it's Friday evening and I just thought I would do a super quick update. I haven't actually read anything since I last updated you. I've read some of King of Scars. Loving it, don't really have that much to update you on. I would like to update you more once I've read a bit more. But yeah, I read like 40 pages last night, not much, and I'm going to read another kind of 75-ish pages tonight, but I haven't got around to that today yet. As you can see from all the videos, me and Amy and Joe went to a bookshop, a second-hand bookshop, which was really, really nice today, but I actually didn't buy anything. This place we went, sometimes I'll go and I buy loads, and sometimes there's just nothing there I'm interested in, and today was one of those days, which was probably pretty good because I've got a lot of books that I need to read and I keep getting books from publishers and stuff, which is amazing, but yeah, adding to my TBR. I did, however, get something from Amy. I gave her some, well, I sold her some books and she has given me this lovely proof of Caraval that she's had for years. Caraval is one of my favourite books ever and I love it so much. I just love it. It says remember it's only a game on this side and welcome to Caraval when nothing is quite as it seems on the other side. Me and Alex are actually planning on reading this next month, rereading it so I can finally read finale and she can finally read the last two because I don't think she's read either of the two. So I might actually read this edition depending on how different it is to the finished edition. Yeah, it's just so pretty and it's got sprayed edges and stuff, so very, very grateful for that. Yeah, so we had a lovely, lovely day at the bookshop and got some food and it was really, really nice. I'm at work this weekend, so I do apologise in advance if I don't update you all that much, but I will be reading King of Scars, and actually my next read is right here on my TBR, not really TBR trolley, random trolley of books, which is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I'm going to try and read this in the next week because it comes out in this format paperback on the 27th of May, so I'm going to try and read it before then. So this is my next read alongside King of Scars and The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I'm going to be reading more of over the weekend as I drive because I'm listening to it on an audiobook, which is why I'm not going through it that quickly right now and I haven't read any in a few days, but I'm so, so excited to finally read this after it being out for nearly 10 years. So that is my next read, and really that's all I have to update you on, so I'm going to go and read some King of Scars and have a bath because I'm really knackered after 2 days of socialising when I'm really not used to it at the moment, so it's strange. And then I've got work the next 2 days, so I'm sure I'll be sufficiently knackered after those 2 days, but I will try and remember to update you on what I am reading. Hi guys, I just got home from work. It's Saturday and it was such a Saturday day. Like, usually Saturdays are busy, people are rude on Saturdays, and it was just, yeah, today was definitely a Saturday day. I can't wait for tomorrow. Usually Sunday is just so much quieter and people are usually nicer, but today was, yeah, today was something. But I did actually get a lot of stuff. Well, I say that I got a few things sent to me by publishers today at work, which has definitely made my day a lot nicer. One of those things is this Boy Meets Boy Heartstopper t-shirt, which I'm so, so happy that I got. I love it so much. I might wear it to work tomorrow. And then I got a few books from publishers. I got this one, which was Looking for an Enemy and Essays on Anti-Semitism. I've decided recently I need to educate myself more on anti-Semitism. So when this one came up to request, I decided to request it. So this is from Hachette. So thank you, Hachette, not only for this t-shirt from 5 Get Bookish on Twitter, but also for this book on anti-Semitism, which I'm very excited to read. I was also sent a proof of The Maidens. This I am very, very excited for. As far as I know, this is like a Greek mythology retelling thing, but it's also a thriller. So it says that Edward Fosker is a murderer. Of this, Mariana is certain, but Fosker is untouchable. A charismatic Greek tragedy professor at Cambridge University, Fosker is adored by staff and students alike, particularly by the members of a secret society of female students known as the Maidens. Mariana Andros is a brilliant but troubled group therapist who becomes fixated when one of the Maidens, a friend of Mariana's niece Zoe, is found murdered. Mariana, who was once herself a student at the university, suspects that behind the idyllic beauty of the spires and turrets lies something sinister, and she becomes convinced that despite his alibi, Edward Fosker is guilty of the murder. But why would the professor target one of his students, and why does he keep returning to the rites of Persephone, the maiden, and her journey to the underworld? When another body is found, Mariana's obsession with proving Fosker's guilt spirals out of control, threatening to destroy her credibility as well as her closest relationships. But Mariana is determined to stop this killer, even if it costs her anything, including her own life. So this is a proof copy that was sent to me by the publisher again, which is Widerfield and Nicholson, commonly known as W&N. Thank you so much for this one. I'm very, very excited to read it, and a few of us in our shop are very excited to read this, so we requested quite a few of these, and I think all of us have got them. Also very, very pretty proof that I'm very excited to read. So this one comes out in June, so hopefully I'll get to this one soon. I also got this copy of The Cat and the City, which is just so adorable. This is by Nick Bradley, and I just saw this cover and I was like, I really want to read this sounds so interesting. So this is about a cat in Tokyo who's basically going around the city and coming across different kind of types of people, and I think it's about how he perceives those people, the cat perceives those people. So yeah, this is basically about a lot of the people in the city of Tokyo, which is changing. It's a big mega city in the world, and it says it's the cat finds out chances upon a series of apparent strangers, from a homeless man squatting in an abandoned hotel to a shut-in hermit afraid to leave his house to a convenience store worker searching for love. And the cat then kind of encircles these people and finds out about these people, and I think this is the story of the cat and her kind of journey finding these different people in the city, which sounds super interesting, and I'm really excited to read this, although it does have tiny, tiny writing. I'm not actually sure when this one comes out, because this one is a finished copy that they've sent me, so I'm not sure of the release date. Actually, it does say that it was first published in hardback last year. It's super, super excited for all of these books, so thank you very much to all of the publishers. I'm not actually sure so this one's published by Atlantic, so thank you very much to Atlantic for sending me this one. So it was a nice day at work for post, not so much for busyness and customers, but still had a nice day, so back tomorrow for more bookseller antics. I haven't really read a lot today. Actually, I've read a lot of the audiobook of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is still a bit meh. But it's fine, it's entertaining enough. And I'm also did manage to read like 10 pages of King of Scars on my break earlier, which I'm still really enjoying. I actually managed to read like 130 pages of Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe last night, which I'm really, really enjoying so far. I flew through that first 130 pages. I'm just finding it so much easier to read than I expected it to be. It's very kind of poetic and lyrical in its writing, and it makes a lot out of like big statements, but I am quite enjoying the way that it's written. I'm finding it really easy, so that is cool. So I'm going to read a little bit more tonight, and I will update you more probably tomorrow after work. It's Sunday. I've been at work again today, but it was actually a lot quieter, which was really nice because we needed the break after yesterday. I thought I would just drop in with a reading update for you because I just finished King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. This is just so pretty. I loved this book so much. I don't love this book as much as I did Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but I still really enjoyed it. So this follows some people from Shadow and Bone, and it also follows some people from the Six of Crows duology. And I really, really like that it follows all of these different people, and I loved this a lot more having just read Shadow and Bone and just read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I absolutely adore Nina's perspective in this book. This also has multiple points of view, like many of Lee's books do. And Nina is one of those. Nina is in the Six of Crows duology, and I really, really like learning about where her story goes after Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. It also follows Nikolai, who is one of my favourite characters in the Grishaverse. I love his wittiness and his sarcasm, and his character in general is just amazing. So it also follows Nikolai, who I love. It follows a few different characters as well, like Isaac, who's a new addition to this book, who I also really enjoyed. The only thing with this one is I just felt like I was spacing out a little bit. I think this is partly me as well, and maybe just this week in general, but I found that I just read some of it and didn't feel like I took it in as much as I should have done. But I still grasped everything that was happening in this story, especially because this is the second time I read it. Yeah, I did really, really love this. I just didn't feel quite as connected to it in places. I did still cry, it still made me really emotional. But it'll probably be a 4.5 stars from me. So I did still really, really love it. It's just not at the top like Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom is for me. I also kind of could remember the ending, but couldn't really remember it completely, so it was still quite a shock, and I'm very, very excited that we're going to go straight into Rule of Wolves now. So me and Alex are going to be starting Rule of Wolves tomorrow, which is very, very exciting, as obviously when I did read Six of Crows, when I did read King of Scars before, I couldn't just go into this one because it wasn't out. This one's only been out for about 2 months, so I'm very, very happy to be getting to it so soon, and I'm glad that we are reading these back to back because I really, really want to know what happens in this one, and everyone I know who's read it has said it was really, really good, so I'm very, very excited for that. In other reading updates, I'm still reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I am now this far through, so I am getting there, so I have probably about 100 pages to go. Yes, I have just over 100 pages to go with this one. I am reading it basically completely on audiobook at the moment. Probably due to finish it either tomorrow or Tuesday. And it's okay. I don't really care that much about it. Like, I don't really care about the characters or what's happening to them that much. I just feel like I have a complete disconnection from them. I feel like the love interest is very much an insta-love, and I don't really understand kind of the attraction because the characters don't seem to be very well developed for me. I don't really like the characters very much. And there's a weird thing that happens in this one in which I feel like for the first kind of 100 pages or so, or 50 pages maybe, like Suzanne Collins tries to write President Snow as like likeable, and then it's like she realises that he's not likeable in the Hunger Games. So she has to make him kind of seem like that sinister person in part as a child, because that's what he ends up being like however many years later. So it's almost as if she like realises she has to start that in this book, and then suddenly he's like not likeable anymore, and she tries to write him completely differently. I just felt, I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but that's how I felt reading this and listening to it, and just kind of getting to a point where I'm like, oh, you seem to think that he's someone he's not. And then you completely change the way you write about him. So, I don't know, it might just be completely me. But that is kind of how I feel with this one. But yeah, I am going to finish it, obviously. I'm not far from the end, and it's fine. It's entertaining enough. I like the plot enough to be carrying on with it, but I'm just not that bothered, really. And we also have Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which I started the other night and read 130 pages of and haven't carried on since just because I haven't had the time. But I am going to start the next bit of this tonight. I really, really enjoyed the first 130 pages that I read. And honestly, I'm nearly halfway through already, so I'm hoping to finish this one tomorrow and have it be my first book for Do-the-thing-a-thon, which starts tomorrow, and I will be vlogging throughout this vlog. So this is one of the books I want to read for that, along with Rule of Wolves. This runs from tomorrow till Sunday, so the last week of May, and is run by Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. I might not have mentioned it in this video yet, I don't know if I have, but the idea of it is just to kind of aim to read books on your TBR and try and fulfill some of the goals that you set yourself at the start of the year. So I am going to be reading a classic because one of my goals was to read a classic, to read more classics. And I'm going to be trying to read most of the Maze Runner, or start the Maze Runner at least, because that is one of the series that I want to get knocked off my TBR this year. And I'm also just going to be trying to read as much as possible. So I'm going to be starting with finishing this one off, and I'm going to be reading Rule of Wolves throughout. I'm going to finish A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I'm going to read Black Beauty, which is I let Mark choose which classic that I was going to read out of the 3 that I was planning, so he chose Black Beauty, so I'm going to be reading that one as well. So that is my reading update for Sunday night. I will probably update you tomorrow once I've started Rule of Wolves and hopefully finished Aristotle and Dante. We'll see how I get, where I get to with that one by tomorrow, so I will speak to you then. Hi, it's Monday and it's the first day of do-the-thing-a-thon. I have already done the thing of finishing this book, which I actually really enjoyed. This was a super quick read. I did start it on Friday, but then I took like 2 days not reading it, and then I've read a massive chunk of it, probably over half of it, since last night. I think I read this in 3 sittings in the end, because honestly once you pick it up you can just read like 100 pages or more, and yeah, I think I read about 130 pages in an hour this morning. Really enjoyed it. This is kind of full of dialogue, which was interesting. The chapters are very short, and I found the way this was written really interesting. I don't know if I've actually explained what this is about. This basically follows Aristotle and Dante, who are 2 teenage boys living in America, and they're just kind of discovering things about themselves. They're 16, so they're growing up, and it is about their friendship with one another, and basically discovering stuff about their sexuality. I don't want to spoil things by going really into anything else, but this is really kind of narrated from Ari's perspective, and the thing I found most interesting was the writing was very poetic and lyrical, and it kind of came out with these really big sentences, and a lot rested on those sentences. I kind of liked it, but the only thing is I feel like it took away from kind of character development. I did really feel for the characters, and there was times when I felt emotional for them, and I nearly had like tears in my eyes, but I just felt that it lacked a little bit of character development because of the way it was written. It relies so heavily on this dialogue and these kind of big statements and this poetical language that you never really get enough of an insight into Ari's head or Dante's head, from my opinion. So that was the only thing that was lacking. I think this one will probably be a 4-star from me, but I did actually really enjoy it, which is good because this has been on my TBR for a long time and I've heard really good things about it. And I am looking forward to the second one, which I think is coming out in September, although don't quote me on that, which is Aristotle and Dante dive into the waters of the world. I definitely feel like this story has more to give, especially with Ari's relationship with his brother, which is not really discussed as much as I expected in this book, because it does say on the back that Ari is an angry teen with a brother in prison, and that is kind of, it is explored, but I'd like to see that explored further, so I'm hoping that's the idea for the second one. But yeah, that was my first book down for do-the-thing-a-thon. The next one I'm going to pick up is probably The Unpopular Vote by Jasper Sanchez, which I'm very excited for. That comes out on June 1st, so I want to get that one read. I'm also just about to film a video that is recommending books, rainbow books that are LGBT, for Pride Month, so I'm very excited for that, which you will have already seen on my channel by the time this video comes out. So I've done a reel and a TikTok of those books, and now I'm going to film the full video, so I'm very excited. There's a lot, I think there's 21 books to get through, so it's going to be fun. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to start Rule of Wolves, and I've also read a bit of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes this morning when I was running, still just kind of finding that okay, but I do want to finish it this week, hopefully by tomorrow, because I don't have that much left of it now. So we will see. I will probably update you later today with another kind of reading update. Hi everyone, it's now Tuesday. I didn't end up updating you again last night, purely because I got home quite late and I didn't actually start Rule of Wolves until about 11 o'clock or half 11. I did read the first 80 pages of this book last night and I am really enjoying it so far. It's really nice to just carry on being in this world with some of my favourite characters like Nikolai and Nina. I've heard really, really good things about this one from friends who have read it very recently, so I'm very excited to see where it goes. Reading to about page 150 today, so I will let you know later or tomorrow how I'm feeling about this one. I also actually finished a book this morning. I finished The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This is the prequel to The Hunger Games, and honestly, I don't know why I read it. I think I only picked it up because the Waterstones edition was nice, because I always hated this cover, and I still don't like this cover, but when I saw that it had these cool end papers with the snake on and this undercover, I'm a sucker for a special edition and I picked it up, but honestly I'm not bothered about keeping it anymore. I didn't really like this. It was okay, like I enjoyed it, it was entertaining enough, and it was interesting to hear about the backstory to the Hunger Games and how some things were formed. I thought it was quite interesting the way it was written and the kind of considerations that went into the talk of kind of the way that the world was set up. And the evil within the world, but I never enjoy books that I don't like the main character, and how can you like Cornelius Snow? Because he is evil, honestly, and yeah, I didn't sympathise with him in the least, so I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it 3 stars, which I feel like is quite high, because I did enjoy the plot and I did find most of it quite interesting, but yeah, I just didn't really like where it went. Yeah, very, very mixed feelings, but overall very meh for me. I'm going to start The Unpopular Vote hopefully later today. I'm really, really excited for this one. It's a contemporary that comes out on the 1st of June, I believe, and this follows somebody called Mark, who has the same name as my boyfriend, who is going into politics, and it's about his relationship with his father, who's congressman, and there is a lot of talk of sexuality in this book as well, and gender identity, so I'm quite interested to read this one very soon. Very excited to start it today. Also has blurbs on the back from Mason Debat and Case and Calendar, who are 2 of my favourite authors, so I can't wait for this one, and I feel like this is hopefully going to be quite a quick read because it's a contemporary, and I think it's about 400 pages, so it's quite chunky, but I feel like it'll be quite quick. I'm also going to start Black Beauty in a minute when I'm driving on audiobook, which is only 5 hours long, so honestly I might get that finished today or tomorrow, as I listen to them on 1.5 speed, so I don't think it will take me too long to get through that one, and that will be another classic knocked off my TBR. So for do-the-thing-a-thon we are doing quite well considering it's only Tuesday. I have finished 2 books that I was in the middle of. I've started Rule of Wolves, I'm going to start another one today and knock it off my ARC pile, going to read a classic towards my yearly goal, and hopefully be able to start The Maze Runner by the end of the week. So doing quite well, quite excited with where this is going, and I will update you more later or tomorrow with another reading update. Hi, it's later in the day on Tuesday and I thought I would just drop in with a quick reading update. I have read another 75 pages-ish of Rule of Wolves, so I'm now this far through, 150 pages through, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I really like how this book, and a lot of the Grisha books, kind of give backstory to the other ones if you don't really remember what happened in them, or it's been a while since you read them. I recently read the Grisha trilogy, but I appreciate how it kind of reminds you of what happened in the Grisha trilogy and in Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, so I really, really like that. I think that's really good. I also feel like I'm definitely not kind of diving in at the deep end like I was with King of Scars. It took me about 100 pages to really get into King of Scars, but with this one I kind of got used to it very quickly and didn't feel like I was diving in at the deep end at all, which is nice. Love the characters in these books so much. I feel like I don't find them quite as emotional as Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I feel like they're my favourite characters in the Grisha world, but some of them appear in these books, which is really, really nice, and I like how it uses characters from both the Grisha trilogy and the Six of Crows duology, so that is really nice. And Nikolai is one of my favourite characters ever, and he's in these books, which is amazing, and I love him so much. I also read half of Black Beauty today on audiobook while I was driving around, which was really cool. It was also weird listening to it because it's from the point of view of a horse, which honestly, when I first started listening to it, for the first kind of 10 minutes or so, I was a bit like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get into this at all. And I was like, also, how do you write an entire book about the point of view of a horse? But it's only a short book, it's a children's classic. I actually think I may have read it as a child, like I remember having an edition, but I don't really remember reading the whole thing, but I feel like I may have read it. But I do feel like I'm enjoying it enough. I feel like it's actually quite informative about horses, weirdly enough. There's a lot of information kind of crammed into it, which is quite cool and not really what I expected. I also remember it being really sad. Like I'm sure it's quite sad. I've heard it's quite sad. I'm not sure if I'm wrong in that, but I'm kind of a little bit hesitant of the ending because I feel like it ends quite sadly, but I may be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, that's my reading update for now. I'm going to start the unpopular vote tonight, which I'm very excited for. And I'm hoping to maybe finish Black Beauty tomorrow because it's really not long. And as I said, I'm already halfway through. Gonna try and go for a run in the morning and listen to the audiobook for an hour while I run is the idea. So hopefully it won't take me too long to get through it. And I will read another kind of 80 pages-ish of Rule of Wolves tomorrow and carry on getting through that one as well. So that is cool. And I will speak to you probably tomorrow and update you with a reading update. It's Wednesday and I have a reading update for you. I've actually read quite a lot today already and I had some really, really exciting book mail. I'm going to tell you my reading update first to keep you all intrigued on what that's going to be. I finished Black Beauty just now, so I've read about 150 pages of this today. To finish it, when I started this book I was like, how can someone write an entire book from the perspective of a horse? But they did it. I feel like this is a really weird one because it gave me an insight into horses that I did not expect. Like I expected this to be more about what the horse was thinking and doing and feeling, and that's what it was about, but it was also kind of technical. Like it kept talking about riding, and like the horse would be like, oh, I'm 15.5 hands high, and you're like, oh, if I'd have read that as a child, would I have known what that was? Would I have known what the kit was that they were using and to take the horses out and stuff? I have no idea, honestly, if I would have. I do remember some of this about this book, and I was showing pictures of the Penguin, the Ladybird edition, to my mom, and she remembers the cover as well, but I don't remember actually reading the whole thing, so I don't know whether that was just like a very abridged version for kids that I had, or whether I just didn't actually read it as a child. I just had it, or I saw a copy in the library or something, but I distinctly remember like holding in this Ladybird copy, but I didn't remember the story. It was kind of like I liked it, but it was a bit like slow, boring, but I did kind of like the perspective of the horse. I liked how the author made us feel for the horse and who the other horses that Black Beauty was around, and the ending obviously left me like tingled all over, which I didn't expect at all. But I thought this was going to be sadder than it was. I thought it ended differently and it didn't, and I was just really happy that it didn't. And yeah, it just made me like all tingly and happy at the end, so I really liked that. So this is a strange one. I think it's going to be like 3.5 stars because it was just nothing outstanding, but I enjoyed it. It was a bit slow and a bit like, oh, I don't really feel like I need to hear about this stuff in places, but I did like some of it. Such a weird book to review and rate because of the nature of it, but it is definitely one of the classics that I've enjoyed. So it's probably one of the like middling classics that I've read so far in the Wordsworth set. It's not up there with like Little Women or The Secret Garden or Anne of Green Gables that I've really enjoyed, but I did enjoy it. I didn't feel like I did about Peter Pan. So it's probably one of the middling ones. I'll probably give it 3.5 stars. I have also read my pages today of Rule of Wolves, so I read 95 pages today, and we're kind of just under halfway because I wanted to reach section 2. So we've reached section 2, the most awkward way to hold this book. This says the making at the heart of the world on it, on this page. Honestly, the stuff that just happened in this book just shook me. Honestly, I can't believe it. And I really don't want to carry on with it because I feel like bad things are going to happen and I'm going to cry and it's going to upset me. But I am really enjoying this book. I feel like I'm not going to enjoy it overall as a series as much as Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, purely because there's kind of royalty and there's a lot of stuff about the crown and about the royals in this one, and it doesn't really draw me in as much as kind of the friendship group of Six of Crows will always have such a lovely place in my heart and I will treasure them so much. Whereas although like I love reading about the characters and the relationships between the characters in this book, I'm not quite so interested in the plot or invested in the plot, especially like parts of the plot, because this is told from alternate points of view, but the characters aren't together like they are in Six of Crows, which is told in alternate points of view, but they're together for basically all of the story, or like they're doing stuff to get to the same goal, whereas this is more kind of like Ember in the Ashes got to be, where it was kind of sectioned out a bit more and they were doing different things across the world, which are kind of loosely linked, but not as linked as Six of Crows. So I'm not quite enjoying it as much as Six of Crows for that. This is probably going to be a 4.5 star because I am really, really enjoying it still, and I love, love, love these characters, and I feel like it's going to make me cry. But yeah, it's just not quite up there with Six of Crows. But we did have an appearance of another character from Shadow and Bone in this one, which I really, really enjoyed reading about. I am really enjoying it, really, really enjoying it, and I definitely find it easy to read up to 100 pages at a time of it, so that's pretty cool. So now on to the very exciting post I got today. I got a proof copy of Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff, which comes out in September. This is just so pretty. This is an amazing proof. And it is from Harper Voyager, so thank you very much to Harper Voyager for sending me this one. I love that it says in the front 7th of September 2021 like this. And I'm just very excited for this book. I am very, very honoured to be holding such an advanced proof copy in my hands, and I can't wait to read this purely because I love being able to read books like this and not have to worry about cracking the spine. This is chunky. This is like over 700 pages chunky, but honestly I'm so excited to read it, so can't wait to read this one. I'm probably not going to read it soon because of the TBR, my TBR for the whatever-a-thon next month, but I might read it in July. Definitely will be reading it before September when it comes out. Thank you so much, Harper Voyager. I was so excited to find this morning in my post, and I will treasure it. Can't wait to read it. So that's my update for today. Oh, I have more reading updates. Forgot that I'd started this book last night. I'm about 70 pages into it and I'm really, really enjoying it so far. I'm loving how diverse it is. The main character is trans and there's already been an aromantic and asexual side character, separate people, and there's so many queer side characters and I really love it. And it's also already brought up some really important discussions in kind of a light-hearted way, kind of like day-to-day life, but some stuff happens that brings up some really important discussions and I really, really love that. So I'm going to carry on with this one tonight. Now I've finished Black Beauty and I've read all of my pages of Rule of Wolves for the day, so I'm going to carry on with this one tonight. I may also start another classic on audio tomorrow and try and get another classic read before the end of the week, because I kind of have run out of script options before the end of the month, and the ones left are classics, so I may as well get another one off my TBR and my Wordsworth set and complete another book for this week-long readathon, so I may do that. And I will probably update you either later or tomorrow with how I'm getting on with the unpopular vote. Hi, welcome to Thursday. I thought I would just give you a quick reading update. I have just reached the 300 page mark in Rule of Wolves and the 200 page mark in the unpopular vote, meaning I'm halfway through this pretty much exactly now. I am really enjoying both of these books, honestly. Something happened in Rule of Wolves just now that made me really emotional and made me realise how attached I am to these characters. Maybe not quite as much as I am with the Six of Crows characters, but I still love them very, very much. I'm still enjoying this story a lot. Yes, I'm just past the 300 page mark for this one. Have another kind of 35 pages to read today and then carry on with this one tomorrow. Yeah, I'm loving this. I do not want to be out of this world, and I feel like I'm going to be really sad when I finish this because there is no more Grisha books that I haven't read, which is cool because it means I've read all of the Grisha books and all of Lee's books. But I just love these characters so much and people keep appearing in it. I'm like, oh. Anyway, loving that. Also really, really loving this. Really enjoying this. This is one of the most diverse books I've read in maybe this year, like recently. This is about Mark, who was assigned female at birth and is currently transitioning, which I find really interesting because the way he talks about kind of using a binder and things like that makes it feel so authentic. Just the little things that he mentions about what he's going through with his transition, which is really, really cool. There is also just so many side characters who have different sexualities and gender identities and religions, which is really, really cool. There is a Jewish character in here. There was mention of a Muslim character in the school as well. Some of Mark's best friends are aromantic and asexual, and that is also discussed in this book. Really, really enjoying this one. Also has the kind of really interesting undertone of the political element because he's running for the president, the student council president, I think it's called, president of the student council at his school. It's also really interesting because his father is a congressman and there is a lot of issues surrounding how his father feels about his transition, and there's a lot of kind of very hateful things there, which makes me really, really sad to read about, but I do find the representation in this is just so important, and I would definitely recommend it so far. I feel like it's definitely going to turn out as a 4 or maybe even 5 star, because I am really, really enjoying this one at the moment and can't wait to see where it's going. So yeah, that is my reading update for the day. I'm just about to go to IKEA to meet my boyfriend. We're going to go around IKEA and then go back to his for a few days. So I'm going to start listening to The Jungle Book, which was not planned because I just wanted to read a classic, just one classic this week as part of do-the-thing-a-thon, but actually I'm going to be doing more driving and I don't have many audiobooks left on script and most of them seem to be classics. So I thought, you know what, it's very short, it's like a 6-hour audiobook. It's like, why not just listen to another one, because it definitely gets me towards my yearly goals, which is what I'm planning to do for Do-the-thing-a-thon. So it's going pretty well. My idea when I finished this one was to read The Maze Runner, but I do have another book, another proof that I want to get through very soon, so I might have to change my next read from The Maze Runner to that one, which I won't say now what it is, for intrigue. But yeah, so I'm going to be either reading The Maze Runner or that other book. But we will see once I finish this one which one I go towards, which one draws me in the most. But yeah, I'm going to go to IKEA now, so I will speak to you later tomorrow with another update. We will see. it's Friday. This is Mark. I don't think you've met Mark before. My boyfriend. And we went to a bookshop today. We went to Waterstones today. I bought one book. Mark bought many books. He's counting the books.
6, 7. I can't count.
Mark bought 7 books. So the book that I bought was The Sad Ghost Club by Lise Meddings. I've heard really good things about this one and I really wanted a signed edition, but they were sold out on our website, so when I found that this one was signed and it's got this little cute signature in the front, I really, really wanted this edition.
Oh, that's nice.
And I've heard really good things about this. It's basically about a ghost who suffers with depression and anxiety, and I think it's meant to be really, really relatable, and the artwork is really, really cute. This ghost is adorable, so I can't wait to read this one. And I also just wanted to have another graphic novel on my shelves, especially with whatever-thon coming up, so that'll be nice. What did you buy?
I bought 7 books.
There you go.
And the first of my random pile of 7 books is How to Draw the Marvel Way by
Stanley.
And John Buscema, who, this is a very old book now. When was
Did
it
we say it
published?
was the 40th printing of this?
It's like it's got 3940 on the numberings inside 3940, which means that. But it was originally published in 1978. And, I'm going to hold it there. Me and my brother had a copy of this when we were young, and I don't know whatever happened to it. And I haven't seen it for years. And I've been drawing more lately, so I got a copy because I saw it. The next book I got is, you've read it, and I wanted to read it. This book is Anti-Racist by
Tiffany Jewell, and it's illustrated by Aurelia Durand. The illustrations in this are amazing. So this book is basically like a kind of guide to how to talk to people about racism if you've got anyone who's kind of being racist in your life. It's very much a guide for young people, but I feel like it can be read by anybody. I really, really like this book. I read this in one sitting. It's kind of like a practical guide with some absolutely beautiful illustrations in it. So there's some activities in there. It takes you through a lot of history and how to be kind of proactive. It's got these really, really nice kind of drawings in it with activities that you can do and sit down and kind of think about, and it's just a really, really beautiful book, and I would really, really recommend it, honestly, for any age, because I think anyone can learn something from this book. And you wanted to read it?
I wanted to read it because I was with you when we got your copy, and
I reviewed it for
you reviewed it, so I've heard a lot about it, and I just wanted a copy. So simple as that. The rest of the ones I got are all vaguely graphic related, but the first one is a big old art book for the art of Princess Mononoke, which is by no credited author. But anyway, it's full of, like you were saying, beautiful artwork like that, production type art and stuff. And I've already got the Kiki's Delivery Service one over there. So, and Mononoke is just a shockingly beautiful film. Look at that.
That's cool.
The crazy sort of earth monster stuff. So I wanted that one when I saw it. So there we go.
They print a lot of these for the different kind of popular Ghibli's, I'd say. They don't do them for all of the Ghibli's, do they?
I couldn't imagine a Pompoko one.
No, but they definitely do a Spirited Away one and a Totoro one, and Kiki's as we've got it. So they definitely do it for a few of the more popular ones.
Hey, moving on. I'm a Bat fan from the Batman, so I bought Curse of the White Knight, which is the sequel to White Knight, which was written by the same creative team of Sean Murphy and Matt Hollingsworth. Anyway, this is the second in the what they're calling apparently the Murphyverse. Technically it's not, because he did a Superman one a couple of years ago that comes before this. But I think they're potentially different universes, so there's probably no Murphyverse. Comics! Comics is a nightmare. But this is a kind of slightly gritty Elseworlds type take on Batman stuff, and open straight to a page of someone bleeding to death with Batman holding him. Great. But basically the setup for the first one is that the Joker is cured and becomes the good guy, and the town, Gotham City, turns on Batman. So the first one was absolutely great. Fascinating to know where the second one goes, and it was in this nice hardback, which, as you do on yours, has these beautiful kind of annual style really covers with Batman, I think. And I'm going to guess that's Azrael?
Yeah, it's really nice.
You've read this, you've read all of this. I really enjoy this. I don't really enjoy this, but I'm hoping I really enjoy this. But I'm really looking forward to reading Heartstopper Volume 1. I want to get in on it before Netflix gets in.
If you don't know, I talk a lot about this on my channel, but this is the first graphic novel in the Heartstopper series by Alice Oseman. This follows Nick and Charlie, who is Tori's younger brother from the Solitaire novel, and it follows him and his friendship, growing friendship with Nick, who is in his high school. It is an absolutely brilliant LGBT graphic novel, and as Mark mentioned, Netflix are making it into a TV series.
And it's got a sort of loose kind of anime type style to it, which I really like from flicking through yours. But also, I don't borrow books off you.
No.
I won't, because I feel like I will destroy them.
Which is why he's bought his own.
Although I keep most of my books quite nice, I just...
worry.
No, it's not for me. I will have my own copies and then I don't destroy your copies.
There's also a great dog called Nellie in this.
Oh yeah.
In this series, I love Nellie.
Find it. I bought the first volume of James Tynion and Martin Simmons's The Department of Truth, which was a comic book that started a year ago or more, maybe the start of 2020. And that's the first 5 issues of Department of Truth, which is kind of like a alternate history discovery kind of bit of X-Files, bit of something else, but it has this beautiful kind of painted art style to it, which is kind of scratchy and whatever. So, and James Tynion used to write for Batman, so I've read a bunch of his stuff. And so I wanted to read that. And the last one I got was this beautiful edition of, again, a comic or graphic novel of June, which will be out later in the year as a cinema thing. And I actually read the book of the other year, and this has a much more traditional... Let me find a page without spoilers on it. Beautiful, more traditional comic book style. If you can see that. And I don't know how many volumes this is going to end up being, because June is a humongous book, and I imagine there'll be a few volumes of this. But I remember they've started spinning off and doing some of the other books now as things. But let's see what that looks underneath.
Beautiful. That's really nice.
So it's got a nice painted.
Naked hardcover.
No sprayed edges. Yeah, I like it when you go on about sprayed edges.
Spreadges.
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 Wedges and spreadges.
Spreadges. Spread edges.
Yeah, but I saw it and I thought, well, I'm going to get on the ground floor of that, I think, because if this is a nice adaptation, it's going to be really, really good. And it's adapted by Frank Herbert's son.
Oh, that's cool.
So, which is kind of cute. So, and it says now a major motion picture, but that's not coming out until the end of the year. Anyway, so those were my books. Oh, look at the...
Oh, the end papers are really, really nice.
Deserts of Arrakis.
So those are the books that we bought today at the bookshop, which was really, really nice to go, and we browsed for a while, didn't we?
We did, forever. We left the food behind.
We left the food in there. It was really, really lovely, though, and we both bought some books. I bought 1 book. You bought 7 books.
7 books.
Successful trip. I don't really have a reading update right now, but I will probably update you tomorrow with my reading. I have been reading Roll of Wolves, and I'm still really enjoying it, but I'll give you a better update on that probably tomorrow. And with the unpopular vote as well. And Mark's going to read Heartstopper.
Heartstopper Volume 1.
Hi, it's Saturday after work and I am knackered, even though it's actually been quite quiet today. If you can hear a fan, it's my laptop trying to export a video. I thought I'd just pop on and honestly give you some more book mail stuff, because I have read more of Roll of Wolves and I've read some of the Jungle Book, but I can't. Thoughts are not going to come to me. So we'll just take you through some book mail instead. I also have this box in the background to unbox at some point tonight. But we'll see. As you know, I got this yesterday. I also got some stuff at work today. I got this proof copy of A Gathering Midnight by Holly Race. This just sounds really cool. It says, for Londoner Fern King, Anwen is her second home, the dream mirror of London, the city she loves, an astonishing world where dreamers walk in their slumber, their dreams playing out all around them, and Fern, along with her twin brother Ollie, is now a knight, a trusted guardian of the dreamers, and every night is spent in Anwen, fulfilling that previously only imagined destiny to protect those who sleep. But this city is a fragile place, there are those who seek to control and ruin it, and Fern and Ollie will have to do all in their power to protect this place that has become so precious to them. So I think there's a different London in which you go to when you dream, maybe? Something to do with dreams dreaming. And the little hotkey wheel that I like says it's got dreams, nightmares, mystery and broken hearts in it. I think this is the start of a new YA fantasy series. Also floppy. Then I also got The Bright and the Pale. This is the beautiful Fairy Loot edition. My lovely friend Amy gave this to me because she's not too bothered about reading it, and she has a Fairy Loot subscription, and it has these beautiful blue shimmery sprayed edges as well. This is a polar fantasy. It has this under dust jacket thing, and there is some artwork on the inside of the dust jacket. This is just an all-around beautiful thing, and I didn't think I was too bothered about it, but I've heard more people talking about it. I'm like, oh, it sounds kind of cool. So I mentioned it to Amy that I was going to buy one off eBay, and she gave me hers because she's lovely. So this says, 17-year-old Valeria is one of the only survivors of the freeze, a dark magical hold not mountain unleashed on her village. Everyone, including her family, is trapped in an unbreakable sheet of ice, ever since she's been on the run from Tsar, who is determined to imprison anyone who managed to escape. Valeria finds refuge with the Thieves' Guild, doing odd jobs with her best friend, Alec, the only piece of home she has left. That is until he is brutally murdered. A year later, she discovers Alec is alive and being held against his will. To buy his freedom, she must lead a group of cutthroats and thieves on a perilous expedition to the very mountain that claimed her family. Only something sinister slumbers in the heart of Nott, and it has waited years for release. Inspired by Russian folklore, it's Jessica Rubinkowski's epic fantasy debut, and is a thrilling page-turner with romance, tragedy, magic and monsters that will stay with you till the very end. Very excited to read this one. I also came home to some book mail. There is a story behind this, but I wanted the old Bloomsbury Modern Classics edition of The Song of Achilles, and I managed to get one after a lot of problems with buying it off eBay, and eventually bought it on World of Books' website instead, and this turned up. And I purposely bought a second-hand one because I wanted this cover, and I'm very, very happy to say this is the one that arrived. So, and it's actually in quite good condition. It's in very good condition, and honestly this is like new pretty much. We've had worse books come into our bookshop new, so worse damage done or whatever. So this is part of the Bloomsbury Modern Classics set, which is here, and they all match and they are lovely, so I'm very happy to have this cover. So that is my update for today. Honestly, I might, maybe if I feel a bit more up to it later, talk to you about what I've been reading and stuff, because I still have a lot I want to read before Monday, and I'm very busy before Monday, but I want to get at least The Jungle Book, The Unpopular Vote and Rule of Wolves finished by Monday. Rule of Wolves and Jungle Book is a definite, and then I still have like half of The Unpopular Vote left, so honestly we shall see, but I definitely want to get that one done soon, so I will update you either tonight or tomorrow with another update, with a reading update, a proper reading update, I promise. Hi, welcome to the end of the vlog. It's now Tuesday. I don't know when I last updated you. It might have been Saturday. I spent the weekend at work, and then I spent a lovely day yesterday with Blue and Alex, and we had a sleepover the night before, so that was really nice. But because of that, I didn't really get to read much while I was there, vlog or update you yesterday, because I was trying to finish some books before the end of the month, which I did. I finished a couple books that I was reading for do-the-thing-a-thon, so I thought I would just kind of update you on those now. So the Jungle Book, which I was reading on Saturday, I finished on Sunday as part of the audiobook. I loved the audiobook. I'm really glad I read the audiobook. The narrator was really, really good and made this very kind of vibrant and visual. However, this was not what I expected. Obviously, going off the Disney movie, which like I watched growing up and I watched more recently, I expected this book to just follow the story of Mowgli. However, this doesn't necessarily just follow his story. I think so this is actually a collection of short stories, which I didn't know. And so it's a collection of 7 stories and 7 songs. Mowgli's story I think runs throughout the first 3, so about half the book. And then the other stories kind of follow different animals and characters within the jungle, which I kind of found a bit hit and miss and wasn't quite what I expected from it. However, I did still enjoy it. I gave it 3 out of 5, no, I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I also finished Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. This wraps up my Grishaverse reread and read. So I ended up rereading all of the Grishaverse books in order to read this one, and I did really enjoy this, but it's not quite as good as King of Scars for me. It's not quite as good as King of Scars, and it's not as good as Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom in my opinion. I did really enjoy King of Scars, and I really enjoyed this book. I love how these books kind of bring characters in from all of the Grishaverse books, and I did really enjoy a lot of it, but it got a little bit too political and a little bit too like following the royals for me, which I found I don't necessarily become that invested in, and I kind of was drawn more to like Nina's writing and Nikolai's chapters and Zoya's, rather than kind of the political royal side of it. However, the ending was great, and I love how the ending opens up another story in the Six of Crows universe, which I'm very excited for if that happens, and I can't believe that that happened in literally the last 2 pages. Also loved the appearance of kind of some of the side characters from the other Grishaverse books, or the main characters appearing as side characters in this, which was really, really fun. Then the other book I finished was The Unpopular Vote by Jasper Sanchez. This comes out today, I believe, in America, so June 1st, and it comes out I think next month in the UK. I loved this one. Thank you so much to Harper360 for sending me a proof copy. Honestly, I love this so much. I got 4.5 stars to this one, 4 stars to Rule of Wolves, for anyone who wanted to know. This one I loved because the characters were amazing. It was a very character-driven book for me, even though the plot did have some kind of intrigue and entertainment. It wasn't what carried the story for me. This was very much carried by the characters. There was kind of a found family friendship group in here, which I loved. And this was so diverse, like by religion, gender identity, sexuality. So much was explored within this one through the main character and the side characters. The main character is also trans, which I loved reading about and I actually found very informative. On what it's like to be trans day to day. It also just felt so authentic. All of the diversity felt really authentic, and I really, really loved it. So a quick kind of wrap up for Do the Thing-a-thon in response to my Do the Thing-a-thon TBR video, which I'll put down below. I ended up reading a little bit differently to it than I expected to because of the proof that I needed to read. I also read Threadneedle before the readathon started, so I won't include that one, but I did include it in my TBR video, so I did read this, but before the readathon started. I then also read Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which I don't know if I actually put in my TBR video, but I finished this one on the first day of the readathon, so that one's going to count. I also finished, I think on the first day of the readathon, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which was the Hunger Games prequel. This was okay, didn't really entertain me that much, but I finished it. I also read Black Beauty, which I was expecting to. This was quite a short audiobook that I got done over a couple of days, and because of that, I picked up another classic, which was The Jungle Book, as I just mentioned, so I actually read 2 classics as part of this weekly readathon, week-long readathon, which was more than I expected to, and both of these got 3.5 stars. I then, of course, read Rule of Wolves, which I was planning on doing all along, and really enjoyed this one. And then I read The Unpopular Vote, which I didn't include in my original TBR, but this was, I wanted to get it done before the release date, which was the 1st, so I wanted to get that one done before the end of the month, which I just about managed. So I finished 2 books and read 4 books in the week for the Do the Thing-a-thon, so that was pretty good going in my opinion. I will now be starting Whatever-a-thon, which I'm super excited for. I can't wait. There's so many good books on my TBR that I'm really excited to read. So I will also be doing weekly vlogs for that one, so if you do enjoy my vlogs then please head on to the next one when that one comes out, so I'll be doing weekly vlogs. And I'm super excited. I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing me do the Thing-a-thon readathon and read King of Scars and Rule of Wolves, among many other books. If you did enjoy it, please drop it a like and comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you next time with another video.